So let's see. Today we have our practical exercises, and today should be a last session on the finance. But I have to say that we have another 2 topics on the finance. So that means we are going to get another 2 or 3 sessions to complete our finance and to complete all the practical exercises. After that, I give you another 1 or 2 weeks to prepare for the exams. And of course, we'll let you know what kind of exercises will be on the exams. Actually, all of which we are already complete, all of them will be on the exams, by one by. So let's see, we have the finance. Okay, we have a practical exercise based on the techniques for analyzing the capital expenditure proposals, right? You remember I sent that assignment before the holidays, and I have to say that I didn't receive any homework. Just going to check my assignment. Okay, I did. I received. Okay, I received 2 assignments only. I mean, they sent from 2 students only. Okay, that is not so good. Okay. So those who wants to send me the assignment, you can do it right now, or you can do it after the classes. That's acceptable also. Anyway, because that if I can see your participation in the classes, in the homework assignments, that give you some good marks for the exams. Okay. So let's see what we have for today. Okay. The exercise number 1. You remember we have a project analysis. So we have done the chapter 6. Just a moment, when I just wanna review it. The chapter 5, which is based on the capital expenditure decisions. We learn about the payback method, accounting rate of return, discount cash flow techniques, which is the methods, net present value, internal rate of return, right? But except of the internal rate of return, we do it for today. We do some exercises, practice exercise, and we are going to see the formula in details. So let's see. We have. I'm going to back on my exercises. This moment. So here is the project analysis. So you as the finance. As the future finance or the present finance, you must have some analytical the knowledges and analytical, let's say, the skills, right? So, and because of why? Because we do some project analysis. Okay, we do some project analysis every day for any projects in any fields. So here is given to the exercise. I assume that you are evaluating the following 3 mutually exclusive projects. So here is given to you. Sorry, I had someone say that they can't hear me. Mr. Abdul Samad Nazari. I don't know why he can't hear me. Just confirm me if some of you can hear me, and then I will continue. Yeah, okay, Mr. Nazari should arrange his microphone. So here is, let's see, we have 3 projects, right? A, B, C, right? For the 3 years. Okay, let's see. The project A is cost $6,800 US. And what is let's see, the profit brings is the project for the first year is 0, for the second year is 0 also, and we can get the the return on the third year, which is 12,920, right? So what about the project B? Here is, we invest 6,800, same as the A, sorry. So in the first, second, and third year, we are receiving the annual, the average, the profit, which is equal to 3,740, right? So all the same for the 3 years. And the project C, so we invest same as 6,800 as the A and B, and we are also, the return for the first year is a 2,040, right? For the second year is a 3,400, and the last year for the third year is a 6,568, sorry. So we have three different projects with the same initial investments, right? So let's see next one. So you should complete the following analysis. So you remember you should to arrange the analysis for payback period, to calculate the payback period, ARR, which is the average return, NPV for 10%, and the NPV, the net present value, for 15%, right? Here is given to you already right answers. And at the left we can see the IRR, but I didn't give you the IRR calculation. We do it for today. Then I just put it for the future. Then we will check it, the answers. We do it later. So here is, let's see, the payback period for the project A is 2 years and 53 years, 2.5 years, right? For the project B is 1 year 82 around months, we see. And for the project C is around 2 years and 2 months, right? So, and we have some ranks. We should rank our projects. Which project is the best? A, B, or C? So, let's say for the payback period. Here is given to you that the first rank is given to B project. Why? Because it has a shortest period, right? It's 1 year and 82. Just a moment. I'm gonna show you. Here is. So the shortest period is the best project, right? And the shortest we have for the project B. Then we have a project C, which is ranking by the second place, and after that it comes with the project A, right? So what about the ARR, the average return? So we already, there is given already the answers. After that we are going to see the calculation in details. Just a moment. First let's complete these tables, and then I show you the calculation, all of this kind the analysis. Okay. So ARR is for the project A is given to you 63.3%. For the B 55%, and for the C is 58.86% ARR. So this is average return on the investments, right? So how to rank it? Which is the best project? We should take the biggest percentage, the highest percentage is the best project. Here is, we can see that the project A has the highest average return, right? Which equals to 62%, right? That means we are going to rank it as the first, as the best project. For the second one, it comes with the project C, which is equal to 58, around 59%, right? Here is, we rank as the second place. And accordingly, the project C takes the last place, which is the error equal to 55%, right? So if you can see here is we have done the calculation for the payback period, and we have ranked it, right? And for error, the average return on the investment, and you can see the ranks are different, right? For example, in the payback period, the first place takes a project B, right? Just a moment. For the project B. But on the error calculation, which is the time value of the money is taken into account, the first place takes a project A, right? So then we should to make some analysis, and we should make the summary why the projects on the different kind of calculation, on the different kind of methods, ranks are different. So then let's see the NPV one. The NPV for 10%. Here is the project A given to you 2,907. For the project B given to you 2,501, and the project C accordingly 2,799. And the NPV in this kind of technique, when we analyze any project, what we should consider: the highest is the best project. So that means, so let's see which is the highest values for the NPV. Given to you is the project A, right? Which is equal to 2,907, right? So we rank as the best as the first project. Then we can see that this project C comes with the second place, which is equal to around 2,800, and the last place takes our project B, right? And right now you can see, if you compare the three different methods to calculate the projects on the investments, you can see that the payback period, ARR, and NPV on the 10%, all the ranks are different, right? Can you see some same rankings? No, I can't see. All the ranks are different. What that means? That means you must consider about the techniques that you are using when you analyze any project. Because, for example, you have some project, right? Okay, you have one project. You have some the financial around two managers. So you can give them the two projects, and they can give you different answers, which is the projects are the best. Because of what? Because maybe they are used different kinds of techniques, and their logical, mental knowledge and skills are different, right? I mean, for the staff, if we compare two kinds of managers. So of course, and they can do a different conclusion for the projects. But how to consider about which the project is the best, which technique to best to use? In this kind of situation, we should consider about first. We should consider the fields we are working in. First, we should consider about the projects itself. We do analyze not on the numbers, figures only. We do analyze on the project itself. We should consider about to analyze the history about our same projects, right? To see the statistics, which the same as that kind of project, how they are actually were profitable at the past year. So let's see the NPV for the 15%. Here we can see that NPV for project A is given to you 1,700, right? For the B is 1,740, and for the project C, the NPV value is 1,856. So we are going to rank it. So as you remember, for the NPV technique, for the NPV method, we rank as the highest is the best project, right? Here the highest project is well, let's see the project C, right? Because it has the highest value, which is 1,856, right? The second place takes a project B, and the last place takes the project A. So, if you can see in this, just a moment. In this kind of NPVs. So, you remember the net present value, also the same method technique to analyze your project, but which takes the value of time in the calculation. And you can see when we have a different kind of NPV, the rate of return here is given to, as you see, the 10 and 15%. Our rankings also are different. Why? Why our rankings are different? Why our figures becomes different? Oh, okay, figures we do understand because we have a different percentage, right? But the rankings in the let's see, in the figures, in the projects, in the values of the projects also are different. You see? Also, here is very important what kind of rate you are going to use in your project. You're going to get the 10% rate of return, or 15, or 20, and all the conclusions will be are different for this kind of projects. Okay. So let's see the details of this kind of calculation, how we get all these kind of numbers. Okay, I am going to explain with the formulas this moment. You remember we have a for the project. Okay, we have the question B. Here is given to you. If the 10% is the required return, which project is the preferred? Is the 10% for the NPV? Let's see here is. As you remember, the highest is the best one, right? So here is given at the 10% project C is perfect because it has the highest NPV. Just a moment. The C. Okay. I think this is the C. No, it's the 15% is the highest. Here is the project should be A. Here is, I think the mistake is given. Sorry. Okay, if the 10% is required to return, then the project A is the best, right? Because it has the highest NPV, right? So you just can okay, you can just I will correct it. So you should correct the C for the A, because the project A is the highest one. Maybe I have done this mistake when when I type the formulas, and that's okay. Just going to. So project A, can you see? I just correct. Anyway, I will correct in the presentation. Okay, the project is the best project because it has the highest NPV at the 10% of the required return. Yes, right. So let's see the details calculation, all of these techniques, all of these methods. So we have. So first is the payback period. You remember how we done the calculation? Based on the formula for the payback period, we have a formula. We are going to take initial investment of the project and divide on the annual cash flow, which is should be average annual cash flow. Okay. And let's see there for the project A. Project A, you remember the first and second year, it comes with a zero profit, right? No any returns. That means we're already taking the 2 years of the payback period because it comes with a zero, with no any returns. And for the third year, as you can see, the returns which is we have equal to 12,000 3,920. Based on the formula, we should take the the investments on the project, which is equal to 6,800, and divide on the annual cash flow for the last year. And here is, as you can see, we got 0.53. What that means? That means we have we should add our another 2 years, which is we got from the first and second years of the returns, and add it to the which we got from the third years, and we can see that the payback period for the project A is 2 years 53, 2.53 years, around 2.5 years. It should be like 2 years. Like if it's 2.5, it means 2 years and 6 months around. Okay? Do you understand the calculation of this method? Any questions so far? You remember when we use the formula for the payback period. We should take investment and divide on the annual cash flow. This is formula only for when we have average returns, which means for each year, for example, first, second, third year, we have a return same amount. Example, I invest 3,000, and for the first year, my returns is 1,000. For the second year, same 1,000, and for the third year, same 1,000. Which is the returns for all of years given to you are same. Like that means average, the same. And for this, when we have this kind of cash flow, we call it cumulative cash flow. We use the payback period method, the formula as given to you right here, as you can see in the presentation. Okay? But when we have different returns during our period, we must consider about how much we have got for the first year, second year, and third year. As you can see on the project A, the first and second year comes with 0 returns. We didn't get any profit, right? That means we're already going to take the 2 years as a payback because we haven't get any kind of returns. And for the last year, it counts already for 12,000, around 12,920, right? And that is the returns is bigger than we have invested. We invest only 6,800, right? Based on our project. And to calculate, to make a calculation, how long we need in the third year, how many months we need to get our money back. So we should take our investment and divide on our cash flow on the last year. And as you can see, we've got the 0.53, which means around 6 months. So that means we need to use our 2 years returns and plus 6 months the returns from the last year to return our investment only. We are not consider about the additional profit that we are going to make after returns. Okay, you remember? We are not going to consider in the payback period. Okay, if you do understand my idea, I hope we can continue. So, what about the project B? You remember the project B? We have the investment is the same as the project A, is the 6,800, but the returns on all the 3 years are average, right? Which is equal to 3,740, right? So based on this cash flow, we can use our payback period formula directly. Okay. So we are, as you can see, we just get the 6,800, the investment, divide on the our average annual cash flow, which is equal to 3,740, and we have got 1 year 82 months. It's around 1 year. Let's see the 10 months. If 1.82, that not means 1 year 80 around 8 months, because this is calculation. As you know, that in the year we have a 12 months, right? Not the 10. If it would be 10, it will be more easily. So it's so we need around 1 year, and I can say that around 1 year and 10 months to get our money back in the project B. Okay. Any questions so far? So let's see the project C. Any questions so far? Did you understand how we got this calculations? How we got the answer for the project A and B? This is math when you use this kind of calculation. So let's see the project C. The project C, for the first year, the returns is 2,040, right? For the second year is 3,400, and the last year is 6,568, right? So here is, we can see that the returns on the project C for the each year are different, right? We have a different returns for the years. And how to calculate the payback period for the project C? So we should take first and second year and summarize the first and second year and deduct it from the investment. That we can see we have got 1,360. What that kind of minus comes with the minus 1,360. That means this month we need this additional money to return our investment. So that means the 2 years are not enough to return the investments, right? So calculate to make a calculation for the last year to see how many months we need to complete our payback. We should take the 1,360 and divide on the third cash flow on the 30 years, which is 6,568, and then we have got 0.21, around 2 months, right? So that means in the total it will be 2 years, which is comes because 2 years 0.21, 2 years and 2 months. That means the first and second year are not enough, and we should use another last third year to return our investment, to close our investment, to return our investment on the project. Okay. So this is given to you 3 kind of different cash flows on the payback period. How we can make calculation for the payback period. Okay. So did you get same answers? If yes, that's fine. If not, it's not so bad. You can see right now how you can get it in the future, because that kind of exercise will be on your exam, and you must do understand how we do any calculation. Okay, this is math. If you are good in this, you can. I mean, you can use any formula and make a calculation simply. I can't say that I'm very good in math, but if I know the formula, I can complete the exercise. Okay. So, if not any question, we are going to move for the next one. For the ARR, the average annual profit from the project, how we got it? You remember we right now we're going to see the calculation in details. Based on the formula, the average annual profit from the project we divide on our initial investment and multiply on the 100. Then we can get in the percentage our profit from the project in the percentage. Okay. Okay, let's see the project A. So our annual profit from the project were for the first and second year were 0. That means we are not going to calculate it because it's 0, nothing. We nothing we get from the first 2 years, and we should calculate the third year, which is comes with 12,920, and we are so to get the here is let's see first. Sorry, we should take the average annual profit. That means we should calculate the average profit from the project based on the 3 years. So we are taking the 12,920 and divide on the 3, and that means each year we can get around 4,306, right? This is average for the 3 years, the average profit for the 3 years. And then we use the ARR formula to calculate our ARR, the average annual profit. So here is we are taking the 4,306, which is the average annual profit, and divide on our investment, and we can see that we've got the 63.3%. That means our average profit from the project is 63% in the 1 year. Okay, this is not given to you as a whole one. The whole from the whole project is given to you the average profit from the project by the year. So that means we can get our profit from the project around 63% for the first year, for the second, for the third year. But you can see, you remember we have zero returns on the first and second year. If we want do calculation, we want calculate the average one. We just can see how much we got on the last year. If you just do calculation like take 12,920 and divide on the invest 1,800, you can get the 190%. That means this is a not annual, this is a not average one, but this shows us how much profit we have got from the last third year. It's around 190%. Okay, so let's see the project B. Project B. You remember we have in the project B we have some average profit for the each year for the first, second, and third year is 3,740, and we divide on our investment, multiply on 100, and we have got the 55%. That means every year for the project B, the company can get the 55% of the profit from the project. Okay. Let's see the next one, the project C. Here is to get our annual, the average profit from the project. We should take all our profit from the project, first, second, third, as you can see in the presentation, and divide on the 3. And we can see that we got the 4,002, around 4,003 US dollars, the average price from the projects in the C. And to get our ARR, as you can see, based on the formula, we do calculation, and then we have got that our average profit from the project C is 58.86%, around 59%. Okay. Okay, based on this calculation, we can see that as you remember, the the highest error is the best project, right? As you can see, the highest here is the project C, right? Which is no, sorry, sorry, I have mistaken. That is the project B. Oh, sorry, project A. Yeah, I have confused a little. So the highest is the project A because it's equal to 63.3 is the highest percentage in the calculation. But if we do the analysis based on the error, based on this method, you must consider, like for example, we make the conclusion that the project A is the best because it has the highest error, right? But you must consider that in the project A we have zero returns on the first and second years. What about these things? Is it good for you or no? That means for the first 2 years, you are not going to get any profits. You must wait 2 years and you will get after that your profits on the third year only. Is this comfortable for your business? Is this let's see if these are good for you in the costing. I mean, maybe you need some any returns from the project for the first years. Maybe you need some money, and you should get the credit because you can get your returns after 2 years only. You must think about it. You must think about the project itself and consider about the returns for each year. Yes, as you can see, the Dr. Hatter said that it will be difficult for the business to wait around 2 years. Yes, it will be difficult for the businesses. If it's, for example, let's say if it's a huge project, like here is given to you 12,000, maybe it's not 12,000, maybe it's 12 million of the US dollars. Let's see in the millions when we do calculation in the millions. If that is okay, you do investment in the millions, and then you have to wait another 2-3 years to get your to get your profit. What about that inflation around during that 2 years? What about inflation? What about the financial crisis? If this would happen in this kind of period, then what? What about the economical and political changes in your country? Let's say, what about this changes? What about this impacts? How it impact on your project? Who knows you can get the profit after 2-3 years? Maybe you would be bankrupt. Let's say, or something else. Okay. So, if in any kind of analysis of the project, you must think widely. Okay. You have to think about other external changes, other impacts from the outside on your businesses. Okay. Yes, here is given proposal from the Dr. Hatter says that maybe the new technology emerged during this time. Yes, that could be 2-3 years. Why not? Why not? Anything could be during this time. So that means that what that says that says for you the error that says you must use a different kind of methods in the summarizing, and then you can do right conclusion. Okay, let's see the next one. So now we are going to make a calculation for the NPV. Okay, let's remind our formula for the NPV. Here is given to you that the NPV method is used for evaluating the desirability of the investments or the projects. Okay, as you can see, the formula given to you here is the summarizing here is the summarizing of the NPVs for the each year, whereas CT is the net cash receipt team, which means the return. This is a return for the year. Next one, zero, the initial investment outlay, the investments that we did to the project. R is a discount rate, the required mean rate of the return on investment. That means which we use to say that NPV comes with the 10% of the return. This is R, the 10%. And the N here is the project investment duration in years. As based on the exercise, the projects are given for the 3 years. Okay. So to use this formula, let's see. Then okay, here is given to you the continuance of the formulas. So how to calculate the discount factor R can be calculated using, you remember, 1 divide on the 1 plus I, which is the rate of return. And given to you, just here is an example given to you, a simple calculation how you can make calculation for the return rate. Okay. Here is, for example, 1 divided 1 plus 1.1. This is for the first year calculation. 1 divided on 1.1 in the 2. This is for the second year. And this is based on the returns on the 10%. And as the decision rule given to you here is, let's see, if the NPV is a positive, the project is acceptable. If the NPV is negative, you should to reject the project. I have to say that we have a huge formula to calculate the NPV, but if you can search in the internet, you can find the special financial calculators to make a calculation for the NPV. But you can do it manually if you would like to. So let's see the calculation for the NPV. Here is given to you the answer in details. The project A. We do calculation first for the third year, because for first and second year comes with a 0 returns, right? Well, I'm not going to calculate because it's 0. And then for the third one, we do calculation based on the formula. As you can see, we have got the present value on the last third year, 9,707, based on the formula. And as you remember, our investment is 6,800, and we should deduct it from our present value. And then we have got our NPV. The net present value which is equal to 2,907, and it's a positive. That means the project is acceptable. Okay? Did you understand this formula? Based on I have done the calculation based on the formula. This is a manual calculation. You also can do it in the financial calculators. Let's say the project B. For the first year, the present value after based on the 10% of the returns, we have got the 3,400. That means, for example, you do at the present time, you do some analysis of the project. Okay, you have you know what kind of returns will be. For example, as given to you is 3,740 for today. For today, if you are going to invest in your project today and get your money today, you will get it 3,740. But what about if you will get your returns after 1 year, after some time? And you should take your the return rate as given to you, the 10%. As a 10% means 10% of the loss from your profits. Okay, that means after 1 year, the 3,740 will be 3,400 only. That means it has been decreased, right? That the present value of the time in the future is different. It different for 2 days. Okay, money becomes lesser. I mean, the every day the money are losing its value, right? So that means after 1 year, you will get the value from your project for the first year 3,400 only. Okay, is it think logical? Do you understand what I mean? What about the second year? After from the second year, we can see the calculation that we get the the present value is 3,090. That means if we are going to get the returns 3,740 for today, but after 2 years it will be lesser. It will be 3,090 only, because our money lose its value in the future. Okay. And what about accordingly for the third year? It's 2,809, 2,810 around. After 3 years, we lose. You can see we lose our profit. Our profit around for 1,000. Yes, right? So this is very important when you do calculation, when you calculate your present value of the project. So as you remember, the investment is 6,800, and we should summarize all our profits from the present values. You see the calculation: 3,400 plus 3,090 and plus additional 2,809, and deduct from our investment, and we can get the net present value. That means that the net present value, this is our net profit, our net profit after 3 years. So it's equal to 2,500. Okay. This is our profit in the future after 3 years. Considering the money value, considering the losing the value of the money. Let's see the next one. This for the project C. As you can see, based on the formula, we did a calculation, and we have got. You can see on yourself how I've done the calculations, and we have got the NPV 2,799, which is around 2,800. That means in the project C, after 3 years, we can get net profit around 2,800. Okay. And based on this calculation, we can see the highest. You remember the highest. The highest is the best project, and the second, the positive NPV is the best. Let's see, the positive is the best. All our 3 projects are positive with a positive NPV, which means positive, which means we have some profits with a plus. And which is the highest? You can see the highest one. The highest one, the project A, right? Which is equal to 2,907. And based on this calculation, we can say that the NPV on the 10% or on the 10% of the returns, we can say that the project A is the best project compared to project B and C. Okay. Let's see the next one. You remember we should to make a calculation for the NPV at the 50%. So let's see, at the 15% after calculation for the project A, we got 1,700 of the net present value. This is the same, the calculation with the same formula, but with the different numbers, okay? Because here is, you must consider the difference is the returns, is the rate of returns, which is 15%, okay? Here is, I just show you. And for the project B, we have the net present value 1,740. And let's see the next one. For the project C is 1,866 NPV, right? All let's make a conclusion. First, all our three projects have a positive NPV, right? That means all our three projects are acceptable. But which project is the best one? If we compare the NPVs, we can see that the project C has the highest NPV at the moment, right? Which is equal to 1,866. So to make a conclusion, at the NPV at the 15% of the returns, the project C is the best project in this analysis, right? But you remember, at the NPV 10%, we had different answers. We have project A is the best one. You see, when you use the difference, the rate of returns, you can get also different answers. Let's see the next one. Okay, you remember we had the exercise number 2. Then we should calculate the net present value. This is little same with the exercise number 1. Let's see the given to assignment. 2 years ago, a new product capital project was approved for 150 million, based upon the cash flows listed below. They calculate the net present value for the original proposal at an 18% discount rate. So here is, we must do calculation but at 18% of the returns. Let's see. Here is, we invest 150 million. From the in the first year we can return 4 million only. In the second year 40 million. At the third year is 60 million. Fourth year is 74, and the last at the fifth years we return our profit 110 million. Okay, seems like the returns are good, right? Let's see the calculation. Here is exercise number, the solution 1. The first year, okay, for the first year, present value after calculation based on the formula is 3.3 million. In the second year is 28.7 million. That means, okay, for today is we can get 40 million of the profit, but after 2 years it will be only 28 million, because we considering the value of the money, right? The year third, we have a present value which is equal to 36.5 million. The fourth year, we have a present value which is equal to 39.3 million. And the last fifth year, we have got our present value which is equal to 48.2 million. Please, let's make attention for the 5 years. You remember, if we do calculation by today, we can assume that in the 5 years, after 5 years, we can get 110 million of the profit. We can say, oh, that's a good project. Why not? Why not accept that project? But we are not considering losing the money value. The money loses value in the future. But when we do calculation and considering that the money could be money can lose its value in after 5 years, and we can take 18% as a rate of the losing of the money. Let's say we can call it like the discount rate of the value of money, and we can see that 110 million will be different. At the present, after 5 years, after 5 years in the future, we can get only 48.2 million. You can see this is 2 times lesser than we did calculation by today, right? In the future, we can lose our money by 50%, right? By 2 times, right? This is very important. When you do calculation in considering the value of money in the future, the profits will be different, right? And let's see our net present value for this exercise. After we summarize all our profits for the first, second, third, fourth, and 5 years and deduct it from the investment, and we can get that our net present value equal to 6 million. So let's see. First is the positive. We have a positive NPV. We have a positive net present value for the project. That means after 5 years, we can return our investment money, but also in addition, we can get profit, which will be 6 million. Okay. So, and I assume you can say that the projects are acceptable. But if you have, for example, a few kind of project, you must choose one of them only. You have to compare the net present value all of these kinds of projects. Okay. So do you understand this calculation? How we do calculation on the NPV? How we can get our net present value of our project in the future? Any questions so far? Because this kind of exercise will be in the exams also. If not any questions, we can move to IRR, which means internal rate of return. We do calculation on the next different method of the project. Let's see IRR. You remember I didn't give you any exercise. We do right now. So here is the IRR is the discount rate at which the NPV, the net present value for a project, equals to 0. And this rate means that the present value of the cash inflows for the project would equal to present value of its outflows. And the IRR is the break-even discount rate. And the IRR is found by trial and error. You must think. You see, to find your IRR for the project, you must try a few calculations. And for example, the financial calculator give you easy. Let's give you the fastest and easiest way to calculate your IRR. Right now, I'm going to show you the formula for IRR. If you do it manually, let's see. As you can see, here is the formula. Same for the NPV, right? This one. This is formula same as an NPV, but the net present value. And you can see that it must be equal to 0. The NPV must be equal to 0. So it's like what? The NPV equal to 0. But what about our internal rate? How much it should be? if you can see the explanation here is the Q and R is the discount factor. The I is the initial outlay, the investment itself, and the C is the uniform annual receipt, which means your returns, for your profits for in the cash flow. So the formula for internal rate of return is the same as the NPV formula, but where is NPV equal to 0? This one for 0. And how we can get the IRR? How we can know that what kind of IRR should be for this to get the 0 NPV? It should be 10%, 12, or 15%, or 20. And to make a calculation, we have to make the trials. Means we should make calculation based on a few different the returns of the rate. Okay, I just wanna give you give you the formula how to make a calculation for IRR. Here you can see just a moment. Of course, you can do the trials manually. Sorry. Try a few rates, and you can find correct one. Okay, here is given to you the citation. First, let's see the download the net present value table for calculating the present value of an investment. Actually, I should give it to you on the previous class. I can give you the citation. You just go today and download the tables. Just a moment. I wanna chart. I wanna just put on the chart. For you, the few practical exercises based on the IRR. Just a moment. So do you understand that the IRR is where the NPV equals to 0, but to find the correct return rate, you must do trials or just use the financial calculators. Just a moment, I wanna to send you for you. Okay, here is just second. Oh, please go to here, to this citation, and you can download the tables for NPV. Okay? Can you see that I sent you? Please go to this citation, and you can do it right now because I would like to explain to you. So, based on this citation, you can download the present value of $1 to be paid in the future, and it's given to you a different the rates, different rates, and it will be it give you it will be very easy to make calculation for NPV, because it's already have been calculated at the NPV at the different rates, as you can see. Just go here and you can download it. And then I would like to give you the financial calculator for IRR, and we can do some exercise, okay, right now. Just a moment. Oh, sorry, this I send you same things. Sorry, so I wanna send you a financial calculator for the IRR. Okay, this is the finance online. We have some online practical exercise. We can do it right now. If you go for this citation, let's see. At the end of this, at the end of this web page, you can see the IRR, the calculator for IRR. Can you see the calculator IRR? The financial calculator to get your IRR, the internal rate. Any of you, can you go and see? Because I'd like to show you how I made the calculation for our assignments. You remember, if we go for the first page or second, I think so. You remember, here is, I already made the calculation for IRR. As you can see, here is for the project A is a 23.86%, and we reached the NPV equal to 0. That means how I did that one. If you go to citation, you can see example problems. At the end of the web page, you can see example problems. You can type your cash flow investment, as you have 6,800, and to type your annual profit for each year, for the first, second, third year, because we have 3 years only, but the fourth, 5th year you just put 0, okay? And then you just click on find IRR, and you can get that for the projects A, you have got the IRR, which is equal to 23.86. For the project B, you can do same things. You put the cash flow investment minus you must remember it will be minus, because investment is your costings, minus 6,800. Put first year 3,740, second year put 3,740, and for the third year you should put this, type this 3,740 amount, and for the fourth, 5th year comes with a 0, and just click on Fire IRR, and you can get that your IRR is in the project B is equal to 29.92%, right? What about the project C? You do same things, and you can see that you have got the IRR for project C is a 28.01, around 28%. Okay, and that the web page, that the last web page I sent you, is also comes with formulas, and it comes with examples that you can easily understand how we can calculate our IRR or NPV, our net present value, or the internal rate of returns. So you can just save it. You can save the links for the financial calculator. That will help you in the exams. In the exams, you also can use this calculator to find your IRR. And first, it will be easily, and second, it will be very fast for you. Okay. So let's see. I also have some practical exercises. The online practical exercises. The link I am going to send you. Okay, this is if you can see on the presentation, the financial exercise on NPV and IRR. Just wanna send you the link, and you can do it yourself. You can do that exercise by yourself, and you can send me your answers. You can use the table for NPV. You can use the financial calculator, the formulas I have given to you. Okay, just one. I'm going to send you. Okay, go to these links. As you can see, here is the exercises for NPV and IRR for internal rate of return. We can do little practice also. Here is given to you the first exercise based on the NPV and NPV function. Second, calculating IRR. Third is IRR and effective annual rate. And this fourth is a nominal and real rate. Okay, this will be your homework. You should send me answer for before the next session. Okay. Here is 1, 2, 3, 4. You have 4 exercises based on the NPV and IRR on the links. Can you see the links? Can you see the exercise? Please let me know. If you do understand the exercise, I also can just copy. I can copy you to Word on top PowerPoint if you would like so. Or you just can get from online exercise. So this exercise will be your homeworks. Let's see the first one. Just want to explain to you a little one. For example, the project here is given to that the project I requires an investment of 500 euro and has expected cash flows of 300 for both in first and second year. First, you have to calculate the net present value assuming a cost of capital 10%. Okay, B, plot a graph showing the investments NPVs for cost of capital between 0 and 20. This is, you won't do the B1 because we haven't done the graphs. And C, estimate the cost of capital that corresponds to NPV of 0. You must calculate the IRR. And D, a similar project requires an investment 600 and has excess cash flow for the 360 for the first year and 350 for the second year. Plot is NPV and IRR. Okay, for the first exercise, let's do it right now. I think for the second, third, and fourth, you can do in your homework, in your home. Let's do the first exercise right now. Okay, you should do the first exercise and the assignment A. Calculate the net present value. Assume that the cost of capital is at 10%. You can do calculation right now, and you should calculate the IRR and send it to me. You can do it right now and just chat for me the answers. What NPV you have got and what kind of IRR you have got from the exercise. Okay, you can do it right now. The first exercise, I can copy it to you for chat if you didn't reach it. and you do the ACD. Okay. You do for the first exercise. You do A and C. The assignment for A and for C. Okay. Where you must calculate the NPV and the IRR. NPV and IRR. For the all of years, you have to calculate NPV and IRR. You can do the NPV first, and IRR you can just use the financial calculator that I sent you. And let's say I give you around 5 minutes if you can do it. I tried to do manually also because I don't have answer for these exercises. This is because online exercises. So I do it with you and we can see what we have got. You remember your NPV is the 10%. So you should have a calculator. It will be easy for you. First, to calculate the present value for the first year, just take a 300 and divide for 1.1. Yes, right? Based on the formula. And you will get the 272.7 as I got. And to calculate your second year, you should take a 300 for the second year, which is profit from the second year is 300 also. 300 divide on 1.21. That means the 1.1 for the second year in the 2 times. 1.1 in 2 times. And you will get 248. Then we should summarize 272.7 and plus second year 248, and we deducted from our project 300. Okay, and I got already NPV. So already I got NPV. If you do understand your formula, your answer should be done already. Yes, okay. Any answers? What about NPV? Some of you say the IRR is a 10%. Okay, let's check it. I want to check it also. Let's check the answer. Okay, based on the if we do check IRR, we put the investment cash flow minus 500, our investments, right? For the first year, we put 300 profit. For the second year, we put 300 profit. For the third year is a 0. Fourth year 0. 5th year 0. Because our project for 2 years only. And we are going to find IRR. So I already find my IRR. Okay, I have done my calculation. No, some of you gives me the answer that the IRR is a 10%. If you do that, that means you have done the wrong calculation. Please try again. So I already calculate my NPV based on the formula and the IRR. Have you done the calculation? Just give me your answer. We can because I wanna know your answers. I wanna be sure that you do understand the exercises. So I already made a calculation for the MPV and IRR. It's very simple because we have 2 years only, and we have a financial calculator for IRR. In the financial calculator, you just put your cash flow investment, your cash flow profit for the first year, for the second year. For the rest of years, you just put 0. Don't remember. The third, fourth, 5 years, you put the 0 number, 0 figure, because your project only for 2 years. And then click on the find IRR, and you will get your answers. Any answers? So I have, okay, I'm going to wait another 5 minutes. If you are not going to give me any answer, I will give it to you my own. I mean, please try, do your calculation. The IRR is very simple because you already have everything. You have a assignment and you have a calculator. Just put the numbers on the boxes. Just put on the numbers on the boxes and click on the find IRR. Try again, please, because some of you did wrong. Anyone? Okay. If no one, I wanna show you. I wanna show you how I've done it. Just a moment. Okay, I would just So also you can practice in yourself. Use the online exercises and please practice before the exams. That will be very good for you. Okay, I just print my answer. I just want to show you the screen print my answers, and I would like to share with you for the IRR first. For the IRR first. No, some of you give me a wrong answer. Please try again for IRR. Okay, for IRR, just wanna send you how I have done it. Okay, can you see in the presentation the calculator? Can you see? Here is first, as you can see, the cash flow 0. That is the investment date. I put minus 500. You remember, based on the exercise, is a 500, right? For the second year, is a 300. For the first year and for the second year is a 300. Our cash flow, right? For the third, fourth, fifth years, I put 0 because our project only for 2 years. And I just click on the find IRR, and I've got IRR which is equal to 13.7 percentage, around 13%. So our IRR is it's equal to 13%. Can you see that I share with you? Did you understand how I use the online calculator to calculate my IRR? Yeah, some of you that says we left the third, fourth, and fifth years because based on the assignments, our project only for 2 years. This is, as you can see, the calculator given for 5 years, just as example, for 5 years. And you can't use this calculator beyond the 5 years because given for 5 years only. If it's lesser, you just put the rest of years with a 0, okay? Do you understand what I mean? Just ignore the third, fourth, fifth years. Just ignore it. Just put 0 because our project only 2 years. We just estimate that we ignore this is fourth, fifth years. We just estimate that our calculator given for 2 years only. But this calculator we can't use for the project which is beyond 5 years because it's not given here. Okay? Do you understand how we have done? Because the project itself for 2 years only. Just review the assignment. What about the MPV? Okay, how I've done it. I just want to type for you. I've got the 300, which is annual cash flow from the first year, and divided based on the formula 1 plus, which is a 10%. You remember the rate return is a 10%, and this is the first year. The present value for the first year. Present value for the second year is like that. Just a moment. Also 300. You divide based on the formula 1 plus 10%, which is 2, and which is equal to 248. You must think about that. You should take in the calculation in the formula your profit, annual cash flow profit, not the investment itself, based on the formula. And after that, we should summarize our present value from the first and second year, as you can see, and divide it from our investment. Then we can get our net present value, which is equal to which is equal 227 NPV, like that. Can you see that I send you this moment? Okay, can you see that first I made the calculation for net present value for the first year, then I made calculation for the second year, and then I summarized the present value for the first and second years and divided from the investment. After that, I have got the net present value. Yeah, I think we have to practice because most of you didn't understand because you given to me the wrong answers. Okay. So can you see my answers? Do you understand how I have got the present value for the first year, the present value for the second year? Then I summarize it, deduct it from the investment, and I have got net present value. For the error, it's simple. Just use the formula. Just ignore the third, fourth, fifth years. put on the zero amount, ignore them, because our project for 2 years only. Okay, Mr. Dr. Hajar says that the sum of the present value for the first second year is a more than investment. Of course, it will be more than investment, because the net present value, when we do calculation, we have got 220 net present value. That means we have some additional profit after our investments done. When we return our money investment, after that we have to get any profit, right? This is, any project brings profit, right? This is the same, that after summarizing the first and second years of the present values, we divided from our investment, and then we got the positive NPV, which means we have got the additional profit in the future. It must be like that. If you have got the net, let's say your profit, your present value of the profit for the first, second year is a big higher than your investment. That means you will get your profit in the future. That means that the project is acceptable. Okay. Okay, some of you tried another exercises. Let's see what have you done. Some of you based on the practical exercise you have done the calculating IRR. So have you done your IRR? You just send me your answers. I can see. I can check it. If you do calculation for IRR for the second one, it's very good. Just send me your answer. I wanna see. You see, it seems like it's very difficult to make a calculation for this kind of methods, for IRR, for payback period, or let's say for NPV. But if you do understand the formulas, it will be very simple for you in the future. I mean, you can do this kind of calculation for any project on your businesses, for example. Right now you are in your job, right? You are working. If you have some projects, how much you invest and how much you are going to get a profit in the future. So you can say that for your boss, let's see the NPV, let's see the net present value of this project in the future. And you can use this formula for calculation and found the present value of the money of your project. Found if that is a project is acceptable or no. You can just use these methods for your own projects if you have so far, and make calculation for yourself. I mean, that will be an additional, let's say, opportunity for you as a financial in front of your boss or head of the department, let's say a director. If you do that kind of calculation, they can think that you're like you have some knowledge. Yes, that means yes, that's right. She or he have got the knowledge and special skills from the MBA courses. She or he can recognize which the project is the best for the company. And why? You can say that, okay, I think that the project is a good one, but your boss can ask you why the project is that one is you think you assume that is this one, and you can justify it by using this kind of formulas, these methods for calculating the projects. You can say that in the MBA online courses I've got the special skills to make decisions on the proposals, and you can do your own calculations. Okay. So, what do you think? Any questions so far based on our techniques and methods to calculating the projects? And I have to say that, for example, if you do work in any field of the businesses, okay? If you are not like, let's say, in the company we have the financial, the 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 staff, we have some analytics, right? The which do some analysis, okay, the strategic analysis of the projects. You might think that, okay, they have some special maths, the skills, okay? For example, they have the background and they've studied at the special universities. You might think that they do some very hard, very difficult things to analyze the projects. They have like special formulas in their notebooks, like they do some calculation every day, whole day, right? But actually, you can do it yourself also. You can do it because if you know the formulas, if you have your assignment on the project, you can do it yourself. It's not so difficult as most of people think. That's all is difficult. If you see formula, just for any formula, of course you think that is difficult, how I can get it. But when you do practical exercise based on these formulas, you are going to understand more deeply and more clearly, and that then it will help you to make your own decisions on the projects. Okay, so this is very helpful presentation for today's on the practical exercises, and very helpful presentations which we do based on the projects. So don't worry, some of you I think missed the classes, or some of you are already missing the classes. You just can download after that the recordings on the classes and listen it, and get my presentations also. The class will start at 4 p.m. Because I have requested this time, and for the next classes I try to start at 6, but I don't know yet how, because I have to arrange some businesses also. So any questions so far based on our exercises? For the online exercise, you can do it your own at home, and just email to me the answers. Just email like first exercise, answer for A is like this, answer for B is like this, IRR is like that, NPV is like that. No need to give me the calculation, just give me answer. I can see that. Have you done tried or no? Is it okay? So we have another two kind of topics. They are also will be based on the analysis of the projects. They are also very important. So today is not our last sessions. You must remember. Actually, we have 10 sessions, but we are going to take another additional one, another additional 2 or 3 sessions. For the next Friday, we are going to study about new kind of methods to make analysis on your projects and proposals. Okay, and for today we'll send you all the solutions for the exercises, and you can review it at home. And then what else? For the IRR, if you do understand, if you are not, you can review the presentations, the last presentations for the chapter 6. Let's see. Just want to show you where is it. Okay, internal rate of return here is given to you the explanation of what kind of this method. This is the formula. Can you recognize right now that is so difficult or not? Because when you do exercises, it's not seems as difficult as you can see in the picture, right? In the presentation. So we can also here is given to you how to calculate the internal rate of return. The steps: first, determine the cash flow for each year of the proposed investment. Calculate the IRR, and if IRR is greater than the required rate of return, the project is acceptable on financial grounds. Okay. And here is given to you just as an example also. Here if you can see that our net present, that we do calculation for IRR when the net present value is equal to 0 and the IRR is 12%. Okay. Next one, we can compare the NPV and IRR. Which method is the best to use in the projects? For example, in NPV has many advantages over the IRR. It's easier to calculate manually. Adjustment for risk possible and the NPV. NPV will always yield only one answer, right? The NPV overcomes unrealistic reinvestment assumption required for IRR. What about the reinvestment assumption? With the cash flows available during the life of a project are assumed to be reinvested at the same rate as the project's rate of return. Okay, assumption drawline discount cash flow analysis. You can see which assumption is the best. Least cost decisions. The capital expenditure may be approved even when there is a negative NPV. Yes, that's true, because you remember, as I told you, that you must think widely. You must consider about the project itself, the businesses, the economical, political changes, and so on. If its NPV is negative, maybe the rest of the impacts are best for this project. The qualitative concerns may be driving the investment and select the course of action that has the lowest cost. That means the lowest cost, the project has the lowest cost is the best for the company. Okay, let's see the next one. The depreciable assets. The NPV and IRR, they are focused on the cash flows. And you must remember that the depreciation charges are not the cash flow. They are not included in the cash flow. And the reduction in taxation due to depreciation has the cash flow implication. So the taxation, their depreciation, we are not going to include in the cash flow. Okay, comparing to alternative investment. Okay, you can compare the NPV and IRR and get the answer which is the best for you. Here is given to the accounts role in the capital expenditure analysis. What's the accounts role? The provide accurate cash flow project considering the historical account data, market conditions, economic trends, likely reaction of the competitors. Right? That's true. Yes, all these are very important and impacts on the projects. As you can see, the market conditions, the economic trends, and the reactions of the competitors. The more accurate projects can be made by increasing the required rate of return to match the level of uncertainty, and we can use the sensitivity analysis. What is the sensitivity analysis? To determine how much cash flow estimates would have to change for decision not to be supported. So on the next session, we are going to study about the sensitivity analysis. Different kind of analysis based on the investment projects. So after you do the analysis of the project, you can do the post-completion audit of the capital expenditure decisions of your decisions. Let's see the review the past capital expenditure project by analyzing the actual cash flows generated and comparing them with the expected cash flow. That means the planning cash flow and what you have got after the project has been done. They provide feedback on the accuracy of initial estimates. You must provide the feedback and control all the operations. And it also helps managers to undertake the periodic assessments. You must periodically assess your projects, make adjustments where it's necessary. For example, if your inflation has increased, you must make adjustments on your rate of returns. For example, increase it. They control the cash flow fluctuations and assess the rewards for those involved. Identify underperforming projects. And what about the performance evaluation, a behavioral issue? The potential conflict between criteria for evaluating individual projects and those used to evaluate the overall performance of managers. You might think about that. That would be you might have some conflict between the analysis of the manager and between the analysis of any accounts or the financial. A manager may reject a project with a positive MBA when it will reduce the division profit in nearly years of the project. You remember, this is actually about the last exercise. You remember the project A, we have for the first and second year we have zero returns. And in this kind of case, the manager may reject this kind of project with a positive NPV, that it had already positive NPV, but it didn't have any profits for the first 2-3 years. You see, so you must consider, you must think about that. Any project can be rejected, no matter it has a positive NPV or negative, because we are considering about other things, that about the periods, about the market trends, as I told you, the economics changes, and so on. We have no special formula that we use this formula, and anyway that based on this formula, anyway that the project will be correct, will be acceptable or not. We do some quantitative analysis, but what about the qualitative? Also, about the quality of the project, we also might think about that. So that's all for today. We have done our exercises and our chapter based on the capital expenditure decisions. Okay, you just got your online exercise. Do it homework and send me the answers, and we are going to review it on the next session. So any questions so far? We're going to finish our class. Because it's already 2 hours, around 1 hour 48 minutes. The class goes beyond the time. Any questions so far? No questions. I'm going to finish our recording. Our class is actually. Okay, that's not a problem. Some of you asking, just share the presentation solution for success. I will do it as I do it always. We'll send you after the classes. So thanks a lot. Thanks for joining the classes. We'll try to manage our class for the next Friday as normally should be at 6 o'clock. But I'm not sure. Anyway, let you know the next week. Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining. Please review everything that we have got today.